Hello everyone, my name is Puseletso. Some call me Letso, some call me Puse, so whichever you are comfortable with. Welcome to this episode of Temba Matebula's channel. I am sitting out here chilling, but I'm not alone. I have a very special guest joining me today who I will be in conversation with. I am chilling out here with Mary Matebula. So while on that note of chilling, as you can see, I'm just outside enjoying the breeze of Bushbuckridge. So if there are any kind of noises, do forgive me for that. As I said, I'm chilling out here with Mary Matebula. That would be the wife to Temba Matebula. As we know, Temba has recently completed a race, one-man race, if I can call it that, of 450 kilometers from Centurion to Bushbuckridge in the bid to raise funds and awareness for young kids, children from his hometown who are in dire need of school shoes and sanitary towels. So the project has been completed, and joining us today is Mary, who will be taking us through her experience of the whole thing. Because as the wife to Temba, like I said, she is the person that I think firsthand experienced some of the things that were perhaps behind the scenes, things that we maybe were not aware of. So without any further ado, Marie, welcome.
Thank you, Puse. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. So firstly, just perhaps a short intro of who you are, who is Marie, what are you about, just anything you would like the viewers to know.
Firstly, the obvious one, Temba's wife.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm from Bushbuckridge as well. Our villages are not far apart.
Okay.
So, yeah, just a supportive wife to my husband who's a runner. I'm not a runner and I don't want to be one. Yes.
You don't want to be one, you say?
No.
Yeah. So you said you come from neighboring villages. What is your home village? What's it called?
Shatale.
Shatale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. While on that, maybe you can tell us briefly, to the point that you're comfortable, about your relationship with Temba. Just give us a little picture of what you guys are about. Just your relationship briefly.
Okay, yeah. Young couple, I can say, because we're not 40 years yet.
Sure.
We like spending time together. So that is why I'm saying I'm not planning to run anytime soon, because I support him with his whatever he needs on the road. And then, yeah, we do almost everything together.
Yeah.
So we love family, we love traveling, and sometimes just being in the house together, just the two of us. Yeah. Most importantly, God has been gracious to our marriage. We love each other so much, and we are friends to one another before the other besties.
Yeah. Other besties. I think as you were painting the picture of the kind of things that you enjoy doing, that is the word that came to my mind, friends. It really sounds like you guys are best bombas, and that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Mary, you have mentioned that Temba is a runner, as many would be aware of now. And as one who is not interested in running, like you just blatantly said, you have, however, been very crucial in his journey as a runner, because you are his friend and best friend, I would even say.
Yeah.
So his journey obviously was not unfolding in isolation. You were there throughout.
Yes.
So if you can just give me a background of how you've experienced him as a runner, his journey as a runner. Perhaps you can mention any of the most memorable, outstanding races that he's partaken in. Just, give us your experience of Temba as a runner.
When he started being serious about the run, I would help him with preparations for the runs, but not wake up because he wakes up very, very early.
Okay.
So, but looking at the passion that he has, I ended up now saying, you know what, I don't think I'm doing enough. I need to fully support my husband, and I've seen the excitement and the love that he has for running and the benefits that it has for him. He's fit, he's tall, he's looking good.
Yeah.
So it benefits me as well, you know. So yeah, and then one of the biggest runs I remember, most exciting one, was Omdi Dam. It's done northwest Hartebees side.
Okay.
Yeah, I went there, I remember, with my mom. It was
what year was this? Do you remember?
It was 2018.
2018.
Yeah, it was
okay.
2018.
And if you remember, do you remember when he picked up running?
Yeah, 2016.
2016.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so it was just 2 years.
It was 2 years into that, and then that's when he started doing the long marathons. Anyway, they are called ultras and whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first big one I remember.
Yeah.
And then it created me to have more excitement. Or wow.
Yeah.
So the running family, I can call it, an exciting thing. So I was like, you know what? Every big one that you are doing, I'm going
there.
with you. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So even if you don't intend to pick up a running yourself, it sounds like you really enjoy the space.
Yes.
The environment, being amongst the other athletes.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Okay. So let's get into the crux of the matter, right? So Temba comes back one day, I don't know how it was, and that's why we're asking you this now. And he says, listen, I am going to do this. I am going to do a 450 kilometer run in a space of just under 2 weeks. Take us back to that moment. What goes through your mind? What are your thoughts at the time? What are you feeling?
I was, the first question I asked after he explained this whole thing, that he has a vision fine to help disadvantaged kids from back home, since he told me his background, that he was struggling growing up, didn't have school shoes, uniform and all, and then he wants to raise funds. So
sorry, let me interrupt. So this is even before he says, I want to do this distance. As in, the passion existed long before.
Yes.
Reach out. Okay.
Yes, to reach out. It actually started small with buying Christmas clothes for children, 10 children per year. So it's been over 5 years now.
Okay.
So now 2020 is like, I want to make this thing big.
Sure.
So donation, then he's going to get donations so that we can reach as many kids as possible. And then when he brings out the running, I'm like, my happy, do you really have to run? And then we can
right? Because you can just ask for donations.
Yes,
doesn't have to
ask for donations. And then also even ourselves try to save a little bit, and we'll reach out to those kids. And then because I know how even the ultras that he runs, how they exhaust him. So, and then when I think of 450, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna kill him.
Yeah. So, Mari, you say, how long is the ultra, the distance?
The ultras, anything above 42.
Okay.
It's called an ultra.
Okay, great.
Yes. Okay, that's what he tells me.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
We'll take that. We trust you. So of course the transition, or rather it seems a bit abrupt from 42 to now.
To
more than 4 times that.
Yes. So, and then I was like, do we really have to do this as a run? And then he tried to explain how he really sees this thing. He explained to me how actually big this vision is. He even feels a load, or he is not doing what God actually wants him to do. So the little that we thought we were doing was enough, he knows it's not enough. So it took me maybe 2 days to get to terms with it and accept that it has to be done this way, so that at the end of the day, I want to have a happy husband. So this is what he wants, he's passionate about. So I reached a conclusion to myself, for my husband to remain happy, I'm going to support what he wants to do, what he loves.
Sure.
So I accepted that we are going to do 450 going to Bush.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That's just beautiful. It goes to show again just how close you two really are.
Yeah.
Because it's like at accepting it became your vision together.
Yes.
Beautiful. Before the accepting though, what were some of your main concerns, or what were your fears, if any, about him embarking on this journey?
Mostly, the first one was health, or I don't want him to get sick on the road. I don't want him to collapse. And then the second thing that came was safety, because he will be using the roads that are not very busy and very early in the morning. So I am worried about the safety, waking up starting at 5, because December is hot, so he has to start early and all. And also I was thinking about how are we going to sponsor this thing, Reina personally, because the fundraising that is coming is going to the kids, but the whole journey we need to sponsor it. The places to sleep, and then the whatever is needed on the road, and all. And I don't want him to be discouraged and disappointed because of finances. Or we are planning this thing, but it seems as if when we get to day 9, we will not be able to sponsor ourselves until 12. So worried about the disappointment and all, but knowing that when God plans something, as believers, we know he will sustain it and he will make sure that it happens. So those were my fears, but I want to believe what God, what's the proper word? Our fear, the power that God has overcame our fear. So, and then we're like, this is God's thing, he will make it work. Then we became positive about it.
Awesome.
But for the whole journey, for the whole 12 days, every morning was, I was waking up with worry. I was worrying every day. But then when he's done relief, and anyway, trusting what this is God's thing, he will make it work.
Sure. Wow, so beautiful. Those are very genuine concerns that you had. Safety, I mean, we do live in South Africa, and we know the crime rates in our country. Financially, you didn't want to set yourselves up for failure, to start something that you can't see to completion, but you keep coming back to God. This was God's thing, and that gives me the sense that you guys are quite rooted in your faith. And maybe you can tell us a bit about the spiritual or mental preparation for you personally, because I get what he was going through, and perhaps I'm also getting the sense that you are quite different in your thinking. You are more, long term, what's going to happen, accommodation, safety, all of that. He probably just felt this passion, this burning thing, and he wanted to go. So I think I'm interested in knowing about your personal preparation, mentally, spiritually. What did that look like?
I praying every day for this whole journey, and thinking about the vulnerable kids, because I know I'm also from around here. So I want to believe that having those things in mind every day, that's what I was having in mind. Trusting God, giving myself time to pray about this, and actually talking about my fears to Him. That, hubby, I'm worried about this, and that. And then, but because we want to see the little ones successful like you, then it kept us going. And knowing we might not reach as many as we wish, the little ones that we reach, a certain percentage will be better people. So when I think about that, then I'm like, you know what, let's continue, let's do this, so that the little ones can get help. I hope I've
Yes,
covered.
you have.
Yeah.
You have. It sounds like what you're saying is you really grounded yourself in prayer.
Yes.
You know, praying a lot and giving it back to God, because you both felt
Yes.
He's the one that directed you guys
Yes.
on this path, and so taking it back to Him and keeping it open. The conversation between you and Temba was quite helpful. You know, expressing your fears in that manner. All right. So the race then happens. You know, day 1 up to day 12. What were your highlights of those entire 12 days? What stood out the most for you? And perhaps, if any, you know, some of your lowest moments, if you are at all comfortable to share those.
The first day, the turnout, the get out or up.
Turn out.
His friends, fellow runners, and people from church coming there day 1, and Meg was our photographer there. He made sure everything is beautiful. That was like, wow.
So it was quite a crowd.
It was quite a crowd.
Beautiful.
It was like, wow, this thing is happening.
Yeah.
You know, and then that was the highlight. And then as it goes, because hubby was traveling with my brother.
Okay.
So because I couldn't travel because of work, so my brother was with him every single day. So when I get updates, seeing the pictures, and then now seeing my hubby becoming smaller.
So having lost quite a bit of weight.
And then it will be like, And then, but when I think about the kids, I was like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Then when the last day came, the support that was there,
Wow.
seeing those disadvantaged kids there also wanting to finish the race with him, it was like, wow, we made it. You know. So those two were the best. Day 1 and the last one were the best.
Awesome. Beautiful. So the support is what I heard, and the kids, the little ones, you know, it sounds like they hold a very special place in your heart. And now that the race is done, you know, and I think it exceeded both your expectations, because I was sitting and thinking, actually, the target has been doubled. You know, from what was initially planned, what your expectations were rather. How did that make you feel to stand right at the end now and see it having come together in the way that it has, and the handout that you've been busy with alongside him and the team? How has that been, you know, to finally get to see those little ones that kept you going for the entire course?
No, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, emotional at some time, when you, especially now when we're at the schools handing out we think there is a need, and when you actually there, you see there's actually more kids that are in need. I would sometimes get emotional, but still become happy. Wow, we managed to help this percentage. It's better than nothing at all. So
because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't help everyone, right?
Yes, we can't
but
help.
those that you did help, that has been very fulfilling.
Yes, no, that was beautiful. And when we saw what the target is actually more, and besides the financial donations, the ones that were bringing like the sanitary towels and shoes in person, you know, that was just amazing. And I was like, wow, God is showing off here. You know, when you obey, he just makes everything work.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So
where to from here? You know, what can we expect in the future? Because this was the first of its kind, right?
Yes.
For the both of you, so it was a first. Where to from here? What does the future look like? And what are your expectations personally around? Because I think you've become the very center of this. You're the driving force. I've seen you personally. You literally hold it all together so beautifully. So where to, and what are some of your hopes for the future?
So our plan, we actually on it. We want to actually see ourselves adopting a specific school with a specific number of kids. So knowing what we want to see ourselves being able to give a child from head to toe for school.
That is amazing.
And knowing that it's that school, all the kids, while in each school we're still reaching maybe 50, 100, but we see ourselves doing that, and even beyond primary and high school. So, and we believe that as long as we're still alive and we trust in God, this is possible. It's not just now. We're doing it again next year. We're hoping to add more children to school, add in same school, and then as it goes, more school. But when we would say we have reached half step of where we want to be, it's being able to adopt one school and supply all the kids with full uniform. And then going forward, we also see, I use we because there's no Themba without Mari and vice versa. So and with having our own NGO registered, and then with the donations that we will get and funding that we will get, we would even want to end up having a bursary, tertiary, for the specific school that we've adopted. Kids that that are able to perform up to a certain level get a free bursary, go to tertiary, and become better people. So this is how big this thing is. This is how big it is. And funny enough, almost since the shoes arrived, almost every day it's like we're adding, okay, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to do that.
So it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And why wouldn't it? Because I mean, we saw just how this thing exploded, and it took a direction of its own, very different from what you guys had thought initially. And I mean, Mari, the vision is big that you just described right now, and I am more than confident that the two of you can carry it and will incubate it and see it to its completion. That's just beautiful. So any last words, maybe? Anything that you would like the people to know out there? How can we reach out? How can we support the cause? Because we here, we in it now.
It's not an easy thing, even to just manage it. It's very, very tough. So we need people's advices, people's availability to help us. These 2 days handing over to the schools was amazing because friends were coming to help us. It was not just me and hubby. We were not going to be able to. So the support that we getting from people is amazing, and we need that support. And just to tell people that we still need funding as well. The need at our villages, I know even at some villages, the need is a lot. So using the same method of fundraising, the Back a Body link, I think it will be activated again. And the account that we've been using, anytime when a person feels a need, has something to give, they can contact us, because as soon as we finish handing over tomorrow, after tomorrow we will start with receiving again for the next year and preparing for the big campaign for the next year. So we are open to any form of donation. Our focus now is sanitary towels and school shoes. If we can get more support on that, we will really appreciate. But South Africans have been amazing. The support we've been getting is amazing. We cannot thank everyone enough, and most importantly, God has been amazing. And our friends, our close friends, they know themselves. They've been so supportive, our families. So we really appreciate every little support that we got. So
All right.
Thank you.
So what you're basically saying is this is far from over. You know, we are still running with it. And South Africa, you heard it yourselves. The 450 kilometers run for a purpose is very much alive. It wasn't a once-off, you know. So come through. You showed up, and thank you very, very much. Listen, when we started this, you said you do not want to be a runner. I support you. Don't. You're doing very well. You are holding it together. And Miguel, we are right here for it. Don't do it. Thank you so much, Marie, for this. It's been beautiful. It's been a beautiful chat with you. And thank you so much for joining us, guys. Till next time. Ciao.
Thank you.
This production was brought to you by Imago Dei Media.